We have never been in a time where it was more important to bring out goodness in the world. So if you have some goodness, you better be sharing that. And I know you have, because everybody has. And you're listening to this, so you're pretty far along, I'd say. Hello, and welcome to Your Free Voice with me, your host, Julia Norton. This podcast is for people who use their voice professionally or for fun, and they want to understand how it works a bit better, or to get over old stories that might be holding them back. Whatever level you're playing at right now, my goal is to bring you lots of actionable stuff, from the technical to the creative to the deeply woo, to help you free your voice. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! You didn't deserve that. Happy New Year, everybody. It is 2025 and episode 45. I don't know about you, but about this time of year, usually actually at the end of December, I'm looking at the goals I set for myself last year, if I can even find them, and I'm disappointed in myself for not having achieved so many of them. Now, I have to say, I've been getting better at this as the years have passed, and last year wasn't terrible, actually. But generally, there's a bunch of stuff in there that I'm like, ugh. And I have to think to myself, why is it that I'm not even getting close to achieving these things? So today, I'm in here talking to you about maybe goal setting is just annoying. Right, that's my topic for today. I'm going to share a total tangent with you to start with, and that is that I was raised for part of my teenage years in a small market town outside of Oxford in England. And in this market town, there was an old jail that had been converted into swimming pools and tennis courts and what have you. But it was an old jail, like properly old, thick stone walls and tiny windows with bars across them and all that kind of thing. But it had the old spelling of jail out front, which was Gaol. And we always used to call it the goal, right? The old goal. And it strikes me somehow that sometimes these goals we set for ourselves are a little bit like a prison. They're a little bit like a jail where we set a box that's too small, we don't give ourselves enough time, and then we forget to even look at it or put any plans into action, and then we beat ourselves up a bit for not getting it done. So I don't think it's that much of a stretch to think about the jail and the goal. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to break this down into 7 things that I think about when I think about why we're not reaching our goals. And these are just what kind of occurs to me. And, obviously there's a lot of talk going on in all kinds of areas about goal setting right now. So it's just, So the first one I think of is because the goal was unrealistic to start with. Right? Make $1 million when you're only earning $25,000 in a year. It's a bit of a stretch, right? So either the goal is too big, you didn't give yourself enough time to achieve it, or, both. And it's just, we set these unattainable goals and then we feel disappointed and like, that's right, goals never work, right? Because I still haven't won an Oscar. Yes. Which also makes me think, which I didn't write down, but this is what I'm thinking right now, is what about those goals that are totally contingent on somebody else doing something or some other external event? What if it was more internally driven? So instead of, I'm going to win an Oscar this year, it's, I'm going to audition every single day and take risks in my acting and, make it more personally driven from the inside, from internal drivers. You know what I'm on about. Okay, then what about number 2 I have, because we didn't really want them enough. Because they were things we felt we should do instead of things we really wanted to achieve. This is actually the first year in my, I can remember, adult life, I think. Probably earlier than that, because I know I was setting these goals as a teenager as well, where I haven't set a weight loss goal. Can you even imagine? I'm now 50, blah, 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 and it's the first time in my life that I haven't set a weight loss goal. I'm going to lose 10 pounds, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, I'm going to lose 30 pounds. But that pounds, by the way, just got bigger and bigger as I got older. And it was kind of like this albatross I'd be carrying the whole time. And it made me feel badly about myself. It made me focus on the wrong things. And I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm no longer setting weight loss goals. I do have a goal to feel more strong and flexible. So I have a healthy, strong and flexible body goal, but not anything about weight loss or size in any way. So yeah. So there you have it. Okay, so they have to be goals that we really want to achieve. They have to align with our deepest sense of self. The third reason that we might not be achieving our goals is because of our unconscious conditioning. If somewhere in your unconscious, which is hard to see, right, because it's unconscious, there's a part of you that is saying it's absolutely not safe to get on stage and be the focus of attention. It's absolutely not safe to write a book and put my name on it. And who will people think I am? I mean, like, people are going to say all kinds of things. I'm going to be thrown out of the tribe. Now, you may not realize you're thinking this because it's unconscious. But there's so much room for our unconscious to drive our choices every single day, and we don't even know it's happening. Now, I've talked a lot about working with shadow in my other podcast episodes, so I'm going to reference you to go and listen to those. But I will say, if you find yourself particularly triggered by somebody else doing something that you kind of feel like you might actually like to do that, or hell no, I'd never want to do that because I don't want people to think I'm a brat or I'm a show off. You know, these are all signs that it's our unconscious conditioning that's at play. So take note of your dreams, be aware of when you get triggered by people, and just start having a little look, because we are more than these personas that are marching around in our skin sacks. This is not what is happening here. We are deeply connected to each other, to the divine, to every single cell of every living thing on the planet. And we're kind of frankly more than just this persona suit we put on. Okay, what about this one? Because you pick too many things. We're always overestimating how much we can do in a week and underestimating what we can get done in a year or 10 years. Right? So we stuff our schedules, and then we wonder why we can't do anything. So just pick 2 or 3 things. And bonus points if you can focus on one goal at a time. Like, I have one goal right now for this first quarter of the year that I'm really trying to put all my attention on. I have other things I'm working on because I have to. They're in the back burner, but they're not getting the lion's share of my attention. So you could try that. Oh, here's the other part of that. Not only do you pick too many things, none of them are joyful things. You have to have joyful things on there, which is why I haven't picked Pilates for my strengthening, because Pilates makes me cry and it hurts. And I'm sure I would love to be the kind of person that could do Pilates, seriously. And I'm sure that if I didn't have such negative self-belief, I could be that person. However, the idea of a hip-hop class fills me with giddy joy. So I'm going to see if I can find that instead and see if I can go that route for strengthening. Number 5, maybe you're framing your goals by telling yourself off. Don't eat so many sweets, for example, is really different from eat more healthy foods. So how many of your goals are framed in the negative? And how much are you beating yourself up about things without even knowing you're doing it? So frame things in a positive way. Look for the gratitude, look for the light side. Here's something that's absolutely true for me. And the goals that I did achieve last year, the things that really shifted, where the needle has moved and it's not going back, are the things where I wrote them down every single day. I broke them down into actionable steps. I scheduled the time in my calendar to take the small, tiny actions every day to get towards them. And I dealt with my fears and my lack of self-belief and my anxiety about things and my self-doubt. And I dealt with it every single day. And those things have moved. The other stuff, not so much. I'm a big fan of James Clear. If you don't know, I'm a big fan of James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. It's probably time for a reread, actually. If you haven't read that book, go and read it. It's fabulous. He says, success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. And I think that is so true. And that's where this daily looking at your goal, you can have this umbrella of your big goal, the heart's desire thing for that first half of the year or the first quarter or whatever it is, and break it down into actionable steps you can do right now. And then the last one, number 7, for me is just decide. It's like what I said about the persona. Just decide that this year is going to be the time you get back into acting classes, or you start your podcast, or you learn to drive stick, or you take skiing lessons, or whatever. Just decide. And when you've decided, when you're fresh in that exhilaration of deciding, book some things so that you can do it. Okay? So that's what I think about it all. Goal stuff. I don't think that I could... I wouldn't want to go through a year without goals, because I think if you don't have intentions or goals for that year, something that is going to try and be your true north, you're just going to end up kind of in the flow of reacting to what other people want from you all the time. I could fill my days reacting to what other people want from me. And if you have a goal, you can keep more closely aligned with your heart's desire, right? Which I think is super important. And I say heart's desire, I could be saying soul's calling. What I mean is that deep sense of self, of what brings you the most joy, brings the most goodness out into the world. We have never been in a time where it was more important to bring out goodness in the world. So if you have some goodness, you better be sharing that. And I know you have, because everybody has. And you're listening to this, so you're pretty far along, I'd say. So bring your goodness out and share it with more people. Decide it's going to happen. Write your goals every day. Sing them out loud. Have a little dance for your goals. I love that. And let me know how you're getting on. And sign up for my email list. Go to yourfreevoice.com and sign up for my list, because you'll get like the first dibs on workshops and stuff I'm teaching all over the place. Okay, my lovelies, Happy New Year. Have a great one, and be kind to yourself and everybody else. Bye. Om ba om ba om ba om ba om ba om.